What I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how I mix the Nxtzen Cut Master system, and then what I mix up I'm going to use on this Lexus, just the trunk lid of the Lexus. It's got some really, really fine marring and scratches in it. We're going to use Rotary, my trusty old Makita here. And what's going to be really nice about this trunk is, I'll show it to you here in a moment, it's going to have two surfaces to it. It's got the trunk, but it's also got this little wing attached to it. So they're both painted, but they're different materials. So it kind of gives us a little look into just how well the Nxtzen Cut Master system works and how you can customize it for the materials that you're going to be working on. This here is our wing, and you can tell it's got some marring in it. Piano black, and then this is our paint work here on the trunk. It's not really bad. Out in the sun, the metallic's going to hide a lot, but here in the shop, underneath the lighting, you can really, really see it. I'm not sure if the camera's able to pick everything up, but it looks like it's just some bad washing, drying habits. So when I first started detailing, I would buy every single polish, glaze, compound, paste wax, liquid wax, whatever that I could get my hands on, because I always thought that, you know, this one would be better. Maybe this one did it slightly different. This one smelled better than the other ones, you know, things like that. Eventually, though, what would happen is I would start getting these bins and bins filled with all kinds of different product. And eventually, some of the product would just go bad and get stale and nasty. Or it just took me a long time to go through whatever. I was like, okay, well, maybe it's this one, and let me give this a try, and so on and so on. It got to the point where I actually started becoming my own mixologist, where I would take certain brands and I would try to make it do what I wanted me to make it do. If that made any sense. Well, a couple years ago, Joel, founder of Nxtzen, let me know that, hey, I'm working on a polishing system, you know, gonna have you guys try it out, sends it. And it's like right up my alley, right? Because you become the mixer. You get all the components and you yourself get to mix it how you want it mixed, what you're looking for. So let me explain that a little bit more. This is the Nxtzen starter kit. And you're gonna get 3 mixing bottles like this here. It's got a little mixer in it. And then you're gonna get 3 abrasives. You're gonna get a heavy, a medium, and a light. And then you get 32 ounces of the liquid emulsion. The liquid emulsion is what suspends the abrasives, right? Just like your traditional polishes, compounds. The great thing about this, though, is one, these are aluminum oxide abrasives. So they cut, and you know they're going to cut a lot longer than your diminishing abrasives. There's a place for diminishing abrasives, but on a lot of today's paints, you need it to work longer to get the results that you want. And so with diminishing abrasives, you add some, it'll cut, and then it breaks down right away. I shouldn't say right away, but it breaks down. With the aluminum abrasives, they're going to go and go and go. They will eventually dull, and you know, but you're going to use less product to get a desired cut that you want. Now, the starting mixture, the guideline is for every 3 ounces of emulsion, you're going to put 2 scoops of abrasive. So, for instance, you would take 2 scoops of the medium to 3 ounces of this, right? You're going to pour 3 ounces in there, take 2 scoops of the abrasive, pour it in there, shake it up really, really good. You're going to notice it's going to turn red, or kind of reddish color, right? And that's going to go with our red cut polish pad. It's kind of color coordinated, so to speak. Having used this for a good while now, I really rarely mix up straight compound. I just found that it's really not needed. So what you can do with this system, this is why it's so great, you can adjust it on the run. You can take the medium, which is typically where I start. I start all my polishing, cutting at medium. I can mix up my own custom whatever. Maybe 2 scoops of this and maybe 1 scoop of the coarse. That kind of gives me just about everything I'm looking for in a cut. Working with a foam pad, working with some type of wool pad. You can even up it a little bit. Maybe you could do 2 or 3 scoops of this, 1 or 2 scoops of the coarse, and you get a pretty good compound, right? Then for finishing, you can just go straight light, but you can also go just straight emulsion. The emulsion will act as a lubricant for your pad. Your pad becomes the abrasive, so you can finish things out really, really nice, especially working with a dual action and a really, really soft pad on soft paints. So I'm going to mix up some for you right here. I'm going to mix up some medium. We're going to do a medium mixture. I'm going to throw a little compound in there. I'm going to throw a little bit of coarse in there. But you're going to either just eyeball it. I'm kind of like an eyeball kind of guy, right? I just going to scoop my stuff in there, add the emulsion, put the powders in there. Other guys, though, they want to be a little more technical, want to be a little more precise. So you can measure it out almost like you would do your morning coffee, right? You're going to do a little Java hit in the morning time. You want to measure out your coffee. You could do the same with this, so it's always precise. You might find a formula that really, really works for you on a specific paint, and that's going to be your go-to. So what I'm going to do is mix up the emulsion really well. You want to get all the oils and stuff in there mixed up good. Then I will measure out 3 fluid ounces-ish. Right about there. Now you can mix and match these either any way you wanted to. You could do 1 scoop this, 1 scoop medium, 1 scoop coarse. You're going to find something that really, really works for you and the paints you might be doing. This one's already open. Now inside these containers, you're going to get a little mixing ball like this, right? Just like you would in the container itself. Just unwrap it from its plastic, keep it in there. Depending on your conditions, right, temp-wise and stuff, sometimes you might get a little clumpy in the abrasives. And if you just shake it a little bit, it'll even all that stuff out. So you're going to take your scooper. And I typically do 1 level scoop. So there's 1. There's 2. And actually, I think what I'm going to do is, yeah, we'll do a coarse. On that car we're working on, I don't think we're going to need a coarse. So I'm going to go a light. I'm going to put 1 scoop light. Get a proper scoop there. I'm not sure what color this will be. What is red and yellow? Kind of pinkish yellow. Good and mixed up. Let's see how it works. All right, so we have our rotary. We got our mixture here. Let's see how it works on our Lexus trunk here. So something I get asked a lot, do I keep my rotary flat? Do I tilt it? The area that you're working on, whatever panel you're working on, is going to dictate how you hold your pad, the rotary. It could be flat, it could be tilted up. It doesn't really matter so much unless you're trying to get out a really nice swirl-free finish. That's when you want flat. Other than that, it doesn't matter. Whatever surface you're working on, that dictates how you will hold your rotary. So we're going to start off really low at 600 RPMs. I'm just going to take our product. I'm going to kind of just work this area right here. See how it comes out. There's a really bad scratch right up in the top corner right here. So we're going to see if we can't either remove that or just kind of feather it out. Now this pad is going to allow me to run really, really cool because there's a lot of airflow going through this pad as opposed to a foam pad. That's going to generate much more heat. So with the Nxtzen Cut Master system, I'm getting a lot of work time on these abrasives. And I can tell already that the finish looks good. It's the mixture that we did is starting to get transparent. I can see through to the paint. Now, what I would normally do on something like this here is just emulsion. There's no abrasives to it. So I keep a bottle of this handy. And I just put a little bit on there. I'm gonna go over this whole area one more time. It's gonna kind of reactivate everything, gives me a little bit more working time. Now, if I was really satisfied with the way this finished looked, I would just change my pad. I would add a little bit of emulsion, change my pad to a foam polishing pad, continue on. If this is a light colored car, maybe silver white, you could then switch to a finishing pad and a DA and probably finish this out, prep solvent, and you're ready to use your favorite Nxtzen coating. And whenever I see a little scratch, it's just kind of left behind, I'll just give it a little bit extra work. Now we're totally flat. Finish looks good. We've cleared out a lot of the random scratches, and we're left with, of course, buffer trails. And we're gonna work on clearing all that out here in just a moment. Actually did level out that scratch, that little mark that was up here. We do have a deeper one on the side. Kind of feathered it out, not complete removal, but it looks much, much better. I'm gonna finish the rest of this right here, and then I'm going to show you what all the swirls look like. All right, let's take a look at the swirls. Nice, right? Those look cool. All right, so the wool pad, our mixture, has left behind some swirls. That's to be expected. Now what we're going to try to do is we're going to use a rotary, and we're going to try to clear out these swirls. I'm going to switch to a light compound that I mixed up earlier. I'll tell you about that in just a moment. This is the Nxtzen Light. It's kind of my own mixture again. 3 ounces of the emulsion. Maybe like a scoop and a half of the light, actually, if my brain serves me right. Switch to a yellow pad. The reason I went to a yellow pad is the normal progression might be wool, then it might be foam cutting, then it might be a polishing like this, and then maybe finishing if you had the time to go through all that. But because I didn't use a compound with my wool pad, I don't have a bunch of compound buffing marks or hazing to it. It looks actually pretty clear. I could probably hit this with a dual action and this pad, and clear this out, prep solvent, Nxtzen coating, we're out the door, we're done. But I just wanted to demonstrate the rotary on a flat surface here. And let's try to get it as swirl free as we possibly can using this tool here. I'm going to first take the polish and I'm going to work it in, reduce scratches even further. Well, with these foam pads, more so than the wool, but with these ones, you really need to pay attention when you've got two edges that join or meet. So right here, if I get too concentrated on this, I'm watching this, but I'm not paying attention to this, this becomes like a little mini saw blade. Heats up really, really fast on a tiny, tiny little edge, and you could damage this piece right here very quick. All right, I want to see what this looks like here real quick. I would probably need to do this, this little wing area over. Really, I don't see really any swirls, but I got really, really fine scratches on it. And just some really fine scratches left on this. So I'm going to hit this one more time. Yellow pad, my finishing mixture. We're going to see what that looks like. But I have no swirls. So that's the cool thing. I'm going to let the camera roll, and I'm just going to continue on so you can kind of see what I'm doing with the rotary. Now I will most likely have a swirl right here. Typically I like to finish off that by going up and off the surface while still running the polisher. I'll show you. Work on that swirl right there. Now as I work to the edge, I'm going to lift off the polisher. Keeping it flat, just lifting it straight off, it's still running. We have a few deep scratches right here. And you know, it's kind of funny, once you start clearing out the haze that's on the top of the vehicle, you start to see environmental damage that's pitted the paint. It's very, very slight. It almost looks like, if you know what solvent pops in paint look like, they kind of have that look, but it's basically just environmental fallout that's damaged the top coat. But let's continue on with this part here. You know, my my mixture here might be not aggressive enough to finish out clearing some of these little scraggler scratches. It's very possible that we could have went with the same mixture we used to cut with to also finish out with. And that's the great thing about the Nxtzen system is the versatility. It's adjustable as you go. All right, we're going to go over this real quick with the camera. There are oils still kind of left over. That will come off with the prep solvent. Just wanted to show it to you before we do our one final step. Okay, here we are. This is our rotary trunk You're going to notice oils, right? There's the oils. Those aren't swirls. Just some oils left over in the finish. Oily. You can kind of tell as we wipe. It moves it around still. Looks so much better. Now I'm going to do a DA step on this. And I'm going to show you what it looks like and how just the emulsion really makes things pop. No abrasives in it. It's just going to give our finishing pad some lubrication between the paint and the pad itself. So this emulsion here is, that we started with, starting to dry out a little bit. It's getting to its end. So on this last section, I'm just going to add a little bit. You don't need a whole lot with this emulsion. And after the dual action finishing pad and just the emulsion, you can tell we have right up in here just some oils left over from the emulsion, but nice clarity. Now, if I was doing that car, what you just saw me do in real life, I would have done my cut step and I wouldn't have removed anything. I would have just then switched my pad, maybe added a little bit more of my, most likely my original, now that I saw how well this was working. This worked well, but it didn't get out some of the stuff that was still kind of left over. The next step, mid-polishing pad with this, probably would have leveled out those even further. So you know, that's what's great about this system. You can adjust on the fly. So if you're interested, this is our starter kit. Come to our website, Nxtzen USA. Check it out. See how you like it. And post down below. Give me any insights you guys might have on this. Give us a like, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. If I get thumbs up, my wife gives me a kiss. So plenty of thumbs up, guys. And well, that's it. That's it. Thanks so much for watching. Happy detailing, and y'all take care.